Hi, I'm Belinda Sunshine. Join me for another program of When We Were Young. But that will take place in just a while. In the meantime, look at this. You know, my mom usually says, life is like a bowl of cherries. Some are very sweet, some are very sour. But you need the two of them for a perfect combination in life. And today, I've got someone special who's my guest. I'm not going to tell you who he is. I can tell you that in just a while, and it's got to do with this lovely bowl of cherries. But in the meantime, please don't disturb me. I want to enjoy my cherries.
Hi, my name is Peter Diaz. I've been in music all my life.
It is the year 1968. A young Benny Sue and his friend Jay Shotham were recruiting members to form a new band. Guitarist Peter Diaz and his drummer friend Richard Kahn respond to the call. And together, the four of them form a band called The Surfers, which made bubblegum music. Prior to their debut, the band struggled to form an identity. The bubblegum music they played did not really match who they were as a band. But things change when they go to Bangkok and are exposed to artists such as Fleetwood Mac and Led Zeppelin. The band will change their name to October Cherries and cemented their identity as a psychedelic rock band.
For my heart desires you. Close the door if I...
Psychedelic rock proved to be the right genre for them, as they soon signed with EMI Records, with whom they recorded 6 albums. The single, Far Away Now, went up to top the Malaysian chart.
I close my eyes for the girl that I knew far away now. Traveling slow.
Their single, All Things Work Together, made it to the top 100 in Australia.
There goes the girl who was once in my dreams far away.
Even today, their cover version of Kung Fu Fighting garnered over 2 million streams on Spotify. At the height of their popularity in the 70s, the October Cherries would perform live at the National Stadium to thousands of screaming fans.
You can count on me to be there.
Unfortunately, hopes of the band getting back together would now be gone, as in 2019, Jay would succumb to a rare blood illness.
Very, very, very sad. Not only sad, but really shocking. Because we had spoken, me and Jay had spoken, I think about 4 or 5 weeks before. And we were talking, we were saying, oh, hey, let's get together. let's try and write some more things together if you like. And I said to him, yeah, why not, let's get together and let's see what happens, And then 5 weeks later, he was gone.
While the band may be no more, music will always be a part of them, and some of the members are still playing and singing till this day. As you know, music will always have a very special place in one's heart. And now, I'd like you to welcome someone very special, a friend of mine from a very popular group of yesteryears, the October Cherries. Welcome, Peter Diaz.
Hi, Belinda.
Peter!
Hi.
Welcome to
Nice
our
to
show.
see you. Nice
Yes.
to see you.
Have a seat, old
Thank you.
friend.
Thank you.
Not to worry. Just relax. Like me. I had my share of cherries earlier on,
Oh, wow, okay.
And they were really tantalizingly great. Not to worry, because I'm not going to roast you.
Okay.
I'm going to be
Good
a
to
good
know.
girl today.
Good to know.
Yeah.
But
now,
sometimes, even though I've been in this profession all my life, I'm always nervous
oh, I know we all have
in front of camera, in
butterflies.
front of people. Yeah.
Yeah, in our tummy all the time.
Isn't it? Butterflies in the tummy.
But never mind.
Yeah.
All right, now to put you at ease, now, Peter, I've known you for so many, many years, and I've
Indeed.
never really asked you this question, what is it, that sort of drew you into music and that it became a career for you?
Wow. Okay. Actually, it started off when I was in school. I was really interested in music, and then the Beatles started. And when the Beatles started, I just picked up the guitar and I played in a school band. Before that, I was living in Borneo with my dad. My dad was working there, and then we came to Singapore. We arrived in the evening in Singapore, in Sophia Road, went up to the flat. I think it was about 6 o'clock in the evening. As I got to the flat, there was a balcony, and I went to the balcony, and there were these two Malay boys on the street playing guitars. I went, wow, what is that? I was so fascinated with the sounds and everything that was going on. I was like, so after a couple of days, I spoke to the guys and I said, hey, wow, this is amazing. Can you teach me? Said, not really. I mean, yeah, go away. They were. So I
Okay,
said,
good.
My grandma
Yep.
saw what I was doing. She said, oh, you're really interested in the guitar, huh? I said, well, yeah, I'm really fascinated. She said, okay, come on, let's go.
She bought you.
She bought me a guitar, $10 guitar, this big, with 2 coconuts on the side. And so the next day I went to the guy and said, look, I got a guitar. Come on, teach me.
So you started.
And that's how it started.
Okay. Now, you said that the band started off with the Surfers. That's the name. Now, why do they change from Surfers to October Cherries?
Good question. At the time, we had a contract, the Surfers had a contract with EMI. And the manager of the Surfers, October Cherries as well, had some problems with the contract. And he wanted to get out of the contract with EMI, but EMI said, no, sorry, just a contract, we can't let you guys go. So he said, okay, no worries, we'll change the name. And that's how it became the October Cherries. We recorded a couple of songs with the Surfers and waited till the contract expired. But actually, just to get out of the contract, we changed the name to the October Cherries.
But
That's
I
how it
think
came
that
about.
name really strike a chord with a lot of people in Singapore, the fans.
Yeah.
Because you all came on really strong. And I remember that you and Jay Shotham
Yes, that's right.
are the main people who wrote most of the songs that the band plays.
Indeed, we did. There was a time when the manager said to us, he booked a room in Upper Serangoon Road, and he said, put both of us there, Jay and me, and he said, okay, you guys are in here for the next 2 weeks, you do nothing but write songs. And he brought meals and drinks for us. We could go for walks, obviously, but we spent 2 weeks writing songs, which was something which I never thought I'd be able to do, but you get thrown into the deep end and you just do it.
That's how you can really learn.
Yeah, that's how you really learn.
And I also remember there were, oh gosh, this episode, I don't know whether it's a nasty one for you, if you were to look back, I think were you in Pakistan where you had to play for this drug lords or something? Can you remember that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what actually happened?
We were engaged in this club and we were doing a regular nightly performance in the club. It was a Saturday. I think it's the end of the month, kind of the last Saturday of the month. We came down to work, and there was nobody in the club. And before that, we had slowly started to build quite a following. We had a few people. Every night there was always a few people, and later on in the night, more people would come. Every night. And this Saturday we came in, there was nobody.
Huh?
And we said, what happened here? And the head waiter also was like behind the curtain, and usually he's mixing about, the waiters are all running about. And I said, what's going on? So then head waiter, we said to him, what's going on? He says, guys, sorry, but tonight we've got these people from the hills, they're coming down So, and we have to close, the club is reserved for them. Oh, okay, all right, whatever, okay. So we went on stage and they came in. These bearded guys with their guns.
Oh my God.
With their guns, shotgun, handguns, and sat on the table. They have this whole table and whiskey bottles. And okay, never mind. So it's whatever. We started doing our set. We played the song called "Beautiful Sunday," which was a hit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And there was this little guy in the table. He stood up and said, "Play again, play again, play the song, one more." So we said, "Okay, yeah, no problem." We played the song again. Oh, one more, play again.
And then?
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. Yeah, 3 times. Okay. Yeah. All right. We did it. Then he said, "Oh, yeah, one more. I like one more." No, sorry. No, 3 times enough. Okay, 3 times. So Jay started to sing another song. One of these big guys got up, grabbed Jay by the collar, dropped his bass, took him to the table, put a gun to his head.
Oh my gosh.
When I ask you to play, you play, okay? You understand? You play? Yes, guys, let's play Beautiful Sun.
Oh.
We played it about 5 or 6 times, and then we could do our set later on. But after we finished our set, they invited us, had whiskey and everything, showed us their guns. Yeah, you can have.
That was really fantastic.
It's unbelievable.
And quite an experience.
But scary, very, very scary at the time. Because with Jay and they point a gun to his head, that was not fun.
Oh.
It was very scary.
I can just imagine,
never
the
forget that.
ordeal that you guys had to go through.
Oh, the funny thing was also, during this whole ordeal, a couple of our regulars popped their heads around the door and, saw these tribes, and they backed away.
I see.
So these are, I think they call them pushtuns. They come down from the hills.
Okay.
And they come once a month. Even the police don't interfere, because they're really wild. They got all these guns and,
Speaking of performing overseas, what is it like when you perform overseas and in Singapore? Big difference?
I think there is a difference, yes, definitely. The Westerners, let's call it that, for better description, Westerners are more open to music, I think. I think here in Asia, I think a prophet is never welcome in his
own
country. I
You're
think
right.
that is also part of the problem. So when they say, "Oh, local band," not really. I don't really want to. Whereas we are a novelty in the West. Asian band, oh wow, hey, okay, let's go listen, and they listen. I think that's the little difference with people.
It's such a shame. That's what I realized, even to today,
Yeah, I'm classified as old school, so
Okay.
So that's okay.
Okay, yeah. You have been with a band for about, let's say, 68 until...
About 9.5 years.
Yeah, that's almost 10 years.
yes,
And then after that, you all broke up. You all went separate ways, Is there really a main reason for that?
I think the underlying reason was we were developing in different ways. Jay wanted to do different things, and I really wanted to do my thing, kind of things. I wanted my songs to be recorded more than we did one album which I think was quite successful, Dream Seller, where we were in the studio and we wrote together as well again. But after that, I think we sort of drifted apart as writers. He wanted to do this sort of direction, and I wanted to go like in this sort of direction. And I think that was the underlying reason why we sort of went our separate ways as well. I had made some contacts in Belgium where we were, and I wanted to pursue that.
I see.
And the band wanted to pursue something else. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Now, it's such a pity, in the year 2019, Jay was taken away from us.
Yes.
He passed away. And I remembered, you did tell me, over a tele-conversation that, you all wanted to come back again, both of you, as writers.
Indeed.
And it never happened.
It's so sad and so ironical, actually, because about 6 weeks before he passed, he actually messaged me and said, "Hey, come on, let's get together, let's do one more, go for one more round, And I said, yeah, sure, I wouldn't mind. I said, I've got a few songs. He said, yeah, okay, bring your songs. I'll bring my songs and let's try one more time. I said, yeah, okay.
Yep.
Let me know when you're free. I said, I'll come down and we'll sort something out. But I never heard from him.
Yeah, it's such a shame, But never mind, he's probably playing up there.
Yes, if I know Jay, I know
Yeah,
Jay.
knowing him, Jay, he's
He'd be
always into
entertaining.
music,
Yes,
very
absolutely.
gung-ho about it,
Absolutely.
Now, being with the October Cherries, what experience, can you take away, something, which is really treasurable to you?
I think the main thing that I will always treasure was being given the opportunity to develop my musical career. Because I've been in music all my life, I never did anything else. And they gave me the opportunity to do that. I think the October Cherries, I'll forever be grateful for that. Always encouraging me to write my songs and stuff like that. A song that I really like that I wrote is Far Away Now with the October Cherries. It's quite popular as well, people know it and stuff like that. So yeah, and the experience of touring, of recording, wow, that's priceless, being able to sit in the studio and record, live, And nowadays it's all computers, right? You sit in front of a computer and press a few buttons. But those days you're sitting in a booth and there's a drummer over there and the bass player's over there and you have to play live, 1, 2, 3 and off you go.
Yeah.
So I'll never forget that. That's just priceless. Those memories are really
You're
priceless.
right.
Yeah.
Raw talent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nowadays it's different. Everything is computerized.
It's different, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's
a
such
different time.
a shame, But never mind, like looking forward now, I mean, what are your plans, in terms of music? Because you have this passion.
Indeed. It's the fire's still there.
Okay.
The fire's still burning.
Burning.
I'm writing some new material.
Okay.
And I'd like to do a CD. I don't think they do CDs anymore. But I'd like to do a collection of songs that I've written recently. Again, it's the October Cherries. The inspiration has been, it's a progression. I've never stood still. Actually, I always feel myself progressing all the time, and I feel that the material that I'm writing right now is something that I really like very much.
Cool.
For once,
Yeah.
usually I write stuff and it's okay. 1 or 2 songs are nice, okay. But these ones I really feel, maybe it's got to do with age. I don't know.
But maybe you can also sing one of those tracks that you've written for us.
Okay.
Would
yeah,
you?
Yeah, sure.
What is this?
I'd love to.
What is it going to be?
This one is called Freedom, and it's actually a song about being free to love somebody and not being hampered. Oh, I love this person only, but being able to express your love freely, not just on a one-to-one basis, but on a person or people basis. That's what's the inspiration behind the song.
All right, now let's look forward to this lovely song which he is going to sing for us in just a while. Bring on the guitar, please.
I wipe the tears from your eyes. I feel the pain behind that smile. There you go again, crying in the rain. I told you so. You gotta learn to let go. It's my life. Bon Jovi said, let's make the best while we're still alive. Let's go dance and make waves. They're playing our song on the airwaves. Come on, take my hand. Forget this fancy play. Freedom, no one can ever take away your freedom. Like a beacon in the darkest night. Don't believe everything that you read in the news. Everybody's trying to sell you a different point of view. Just open your eyes. eyes, 'cause you're still alive. Freedom, only love can really make you strong. Freedom, the one thing that can never go wrong. Everything that you believe in now, you see it coming through somehow. If you can dream it, you can be it. Nothing can stand in your way. Hold on tight to the one you love. Let love fly to the sky above. Let the reason be love. Let the reason be love.
Fantastic. So awesome.
Thank you very
Peter,
much.
I'm sure every one of you out there will love it.
Thank you
The
very much.
title is called Freedom. Yes, believe in freedom. That's what life is all about. We need peace and freedom in this whole wide world. And I must thank you for joining me in this program of When We Were Young, featuring the one and only Peter Diaz from the October Cherries. And I hope that you join me again next week when I return with yet another artist. But remember, I want you to subscribe to our channel and find out more about this particular program. Bye-bye, viewers. Bye-bye, my friends. Bye-bye, Peter.
Bye-bye, Belinda. Thank you so much. Take care. God bless. Stay safe.